How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. It's your boy chimneysoul. Look, that was a great result we got at Brentford. A result we could easily be very happy about, and that I'm happy about. If you guys are joining in, like and subscribe. And that I'm Yeah, okay. So, first order of business, great win. Great win. Phenomenal win. All right. Anyway, so that was a great win. It was great stuff. It was a hard fought win. It kind of reminds me of just like what you have to go through to get to the title. It's something that you saw like other people, like Liverpool, have to deal with it during their wins last season. Man City's had to deal with it in their wins last season, or not last season, but a few seasons ago. Like you kind of get these kind of games, and I can't lie, we definitely grinded that out. Good win, very very good win. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys are in, please like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. Yeah, big up everyone. Rolex, bright and early. You're bright and early. And Zixto, good win. Appreciate it, man. That was a good win. But big up everyone. Big up Rolex. Let's see here. All right, yeah. So guys, we're gonna kind of go through. We're gonna kind of break down this win. There's a few things that we have a lot of positives, but unfortunately we do have a little bit of negatives. I can't lie. We got some negatives. But unfortunately we do have. So we're gonna kind of go through them a little bit. All right. First things first. Great win. Way to grind it out. Way to lock in and get that win. Mikel Merino scored a beautiful header early on, right? I mean, I was watching this game and I was like, it's the 11th minute. Mikel Merino's just scored a beautiful goal. And I thought it was going to be a very straightforward kind of game. It was anything but. Between our two goals was 80 minutes. We scored our first goal in the 11th minute, and we scored our second goal in the 91st minute. That is 80 minutes between our goals. So it was anything but. There were some nervy moments. David Raya had to make a save off their, I think it was like their corner, right? If I believe. They had some long throw-ins where it kind of fell to one of their players, but they couldn't get their feet sorted, so they didn't score, But all in all, it was a good win. Unfortunately, man, we're dealing with injuries again. Oh, injuries. When are the injuries gonna stop, man? Why do we have so many injuries? We have so many injuries, man. Our whole back line is injured. It feels like. It's I don't know. It's unfortunate. I wish. I mean, I know a lot of teams go through injuries, and injuries are part of the season. But like, my gosh, we have so many injuries. I mean, Timber was literally on the bench and had to come in, because Mosquera was injured. Declan Rice towards the end, he was holding his. It looked like his calf, so it's not looking too good. I can't lie. Let's see here. Yeah, we have so many injuries. It's so bad. Yeah, we have like so many injuries. All right. Okay. Let's see here. So we're kind of gonna go through this. If you get those likes up, people. Get those likes up. Okay. All right. All right. So we're gonna kind of break this down here. Take a look at the game. My thoughts on it. Let's see here. All right. So this is the game. Like I said, we had a 80-minute goal or 80-minute time period between our goals. Our first goal we scored in the 11th minute. Our second goal we scored in the 91st minute. Mikel Merino, beautiful header. Bukayo Saka hits it on his left foot. It hits Keller's hands, goes into the box. In my opinion, there's two things. Number one, Keller should have saved that. I don't know how he doesn't save that shot. Number two, Bukayo Saka is very, very, very fortunate that ball went in because he had Victor Gyökeres wide open to his left and decided not to slot it in for an open, essentially just a open, what would have easily been a goal. But he scored, so we don't really talk about that. I do think it's a bit concerning that we're not getting Gyökeres involved in our games. I think we need to, kind of learn more and more how to play with the striker. But at the same time, it is what it is. Excuse me. Yeah. So this is the score. I think we dominated this game. But I mean, look, there's definitely times when we were very tired. You could definitely tell Declan Rice was gassed. You could tell that Mikel Merino was getting really tired towards the end there. I thought Mikel Arteta could have done some more earlier substitutions for sure. But it is what it is. I just hope Declan Rice is okay because he is the engine to our team, and if God forbid anything happens to Declan Rice, we are in big trouble. We are in big trouble. Let's see here. So yeah, total shots 15 to Arsenal, 5 to Brentford. Shots on target 7 to their 0. Wait, they had no shots on target. But David Raya made a really good save. I think it was like the 30th minute. It was sometime in the first half. I'm shocked that that's not considered a shot on target. Wow. Okay. I thought that was definitely a shot on target, but apparently that wasn't. I mean, he made the save. I don't know how that's not a shot on target, but whatever. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know how that wasn't considered a shot on target. Okay. Regardless, we had 64% possession. We had more passes than them, 90% accuracy. Yeah, it was a on paper dominance. On the field, we were dominating for parts of the game, but there were other parts of the game that was very nervy. I can't lie. But hey, however you can grind out a win is however you can grind out a win. And we were able to do that. So that's all that matters. Alrighty, let's see here. Okay. What do you see here? Hard game, but win was needed. Absolutely. Absolutely. These are the kind of games where you just have to. That's what I was talking about the other day. I was like, we have to just grind out wins, right? We have to do what we can. We have to get these wins however we can, and that's what we did. We grinded out the wins. We get our results, and that's how you become a champion. And I'm glad we're kind of just getting these results by hook or by crook, right? Zixto, Declan Rice better be okay. I hope so too, man. I hope so too. Yeah, if Declan Rice is not okay, we're gonna have some big questions to ask, because he's very much needed. He's the engine that we need. If Declan Rice is injured, we are in big trouble as a team. We don't have a like for like replacement for him. I mean, Mikel Merino's not really a replacement for Declan Rice. He doesn't have the engine that Declan Rice has. So if he goes down injured, we have problems. But I mean, there has been some news about it. We'll go through it. But yeah, great game, good result. I was very proud of the team. We did phenomenal. Yeah, I hope we can continue to keep this going. Get these results. But yeah, okay. So as it stands, after this result, we are on 33 points. Man City are on 28 points, so we have a 5-point advantage over Man City. Then Aston Villa, wow. Aston Villa have, what a turnaround that Unai Emery's doing down there. Because, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I mean, people were talking about Aston Villa barely able, they were not able to score goals. They were getting beat here and there, or they were drawing or dropping points, and then all of a sudden now they're third in the Premier League. I mean, people were talking about Chelsea and Man United and Liverpool in the title race, but I think Aston Villa is a team that you need to really watch out for, if I'm being honest. I mean, they're on a roll. I can't lie. They are on a roll. Yeah, so we're still top. We play Aston Villa On Saturday, I'll do a preview for that on Friday. So look out for that. I am very nervous for the Aston Villa game. I can't lie. The time frame, the time slot, and everything. It's a bit scary. I can't lie. Okay. Let's see here. 0. All right. So let's look at this article that came out here a few hours ago. This is from The Independent in the United Kingdom. They said, the main worry for the Gunners was center back Christian Mosquera being forced off injured, adding to a defensive crisis that has also seen William Saliba and Gabriel sidelined. But they could celebrate moving 5 points clear on the top of the table once more. Yeah, I mean it's a bit nervy, the fact that we have so many injuries. I mean it has to get to a point where what's going on? You know, like what's causing all these injuries to happen? Like, why are we getting so many injuries on our squad? It's really unfortunate. I can't lie. If Declan Rice is injured, if Christian Mosquera is injured, like, we are running out of players to play in these matches. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's. I just wonder what could possibly be going on with our injuries. It's mad. All right. Let's look at Mikel Arteta's. So this is what Mikel Arteta said. Mikel Arteta said an unprecedented fixture calendar is responsible for Arsenal's ongoing injury problems. I somewhat agree and I don't agree. I don't agree because a lot of injuries I feel like could be prevented with how you manage the player in a game. Look, Mikel Arteta is a phenomenal coach. He's got a better IQ in coaching than I do, than all of us do, right? But the main problem is that in the actual game, he doesn't understand that when it looks like a player needs to come off, like when a player needs to have a breather, when a player needs to have an off game. He wants to go as strong as possibly as he can because he doesn't trust his bench. That's what it comes down to. He just does not trust his bench. And it's like, look, if you don't trust your bench, then why do you have these players? Why did you agree to have these players? Why did you tell the sporting director you were? Because I know you have input on whatever player we get. So, like, why are you saying you're okay with these players if you don't trust them? Why is Christian Norgard not getting a run of games? Right? Why is Ethan Waneri? Why is Miles Lewis-Kelly? Like, look, and we're very lucky that Calafiori didn't get a yellow card because he could have been suspended for Villa. Then you would have been forced to play Miles Lewis-Kelly, right? But it comes down to, like, don't put yourself in a situation where you are forced to. Make it happen before you have to. That's what I believe. And like Declan Rice, for example. Look, I understand we're only up by 1 now, but take him off. Put Christian Norgard in. Defensive solidity. He's played in the Prem. Put him in. right? Put I don't know, put Miles Lewis Skelly in the midfield. Do something. Take Declan Rice off. He needs a breather. Right? Like, these are the kind of things you could clearly see that he's laboring. He's tired. Right? Take him off. It's your job as a coach to be able to see these things. And look, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give Mikel Arteta a pass on this. You are the coach of Arsenal. You have a squad. You have between 20 and 25 squad players a season. Yes, we're dealing with a lot of injuries, but we still have players. Christian Norgard, where is he? Miles Lewis Skelly played in the midfield. Ethan Waneri, nowhere to be seen. Right? You have to use your players. You can't rely on the same 14 to 15 players throughout the whole season to win you again. What about the other 5 or 6 additional? Where are they? What about the other 7 or 8? Where are they, right? So I think that's Mikel's issue, is that he just has, like, he has his players. And if he has to, if he's forced to, you play other players. But he doesn't want to. And that's the issue. It's like, dude, you have to be able to trust your whole squad. Because injuries can happen. And they are happening. Injuries are happening right now. Right? You have to be able to use your whole squad. You have to. You got to use your whole squad, man. If you don't trust them, don't have them on the squad. Don't have them on the bench. Put them up for a loan or something, right? That's just my opinion. I'm not going to give Arteta grace for this. I'll be honest with you. I think this is on him. If you see a player is laboring, it doesn't matter how important this player is, right? Because at the end of the day, if you can play the player, fine. But if you can't play the player, you're in big trouble. So it's better to manage the player so that he's available at all times, instead of playing him so much that he gets run into the ground. And that's the issue that happened with Saka last season. You played him every single game. You were playing Saka in Carabao Cup matches. You were playing Saka in just games where we were up by like 3-4-0. Like, why is Saka in there? Then he pulls his hamstring, and look, he doesn't look like the same player anymore. Right? And it's the same issue. And that's what I fear that will happen with Declan Rice. But unlike Saka, who, yes, you have Nadi Madueke, Gabriel Martinelli, Ethan Waneri. Unlike with Saka, Declan Rice, you don't really have good cover. Nobody on our team is like Declan Rice. Nobody on our team can do what Declan Rice does. So you lose Declan Rice, you lose your engine, right? So, I know he's saying that there's a lot of games that we're playing this month of December, and we are playing a lot of games in the month of December. I can't lie, but I think you gotta. That's where management comes into play. You have to learn how to manage the squad. You are a manager. You're a coach. Manage the squad. Declan Rice played 4 games in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. When are you going to give him a rest? Take him off in the 60th minute. Okay, we're only up by 1-0. That's fine. There's other players that play for Arsenal. Put those players in. Put those players in. You know, put Miles Lewis Skelly in the 6. Put Zubimendi in the 8. Put Norgard in the 6. Put Zubimendi in the 8. I don't know. Try something. Switch up your formation. Do something so that we don't rely on one guy to play one position every single game. Then what's the point of a squad? Then you should just have 11 players. No bench. No need. Like, you know what I mean? And like, I am being a little bit facetious. But at the same time, I'm also being real. Declan Rice is being played so much. So much. He needs a break. And look, I'm not even saying give Declan Rice like a whole game off. Right? Sure, it would be nice to, but maybe if we need to win all our games and because we don't have that much cover for him, right? You want to use him as much. That's fine. Take him off in the 55th minute. Take him off in the 60th minute. Take him off at halftime. Unless we are tied 1-1 or I don't know, losing the game, like a very important game, or I don't know, like if all these aren't happening, take him off. If we're up 2-0, take him off. If we're up 1-0, take him off. That's fine. Bring in other players. They have to do their jobs. You can't play this player until he is in the earth, and then you act shocked when he has a hamstring injury. We can't do this. We have to be real. Alright, so this article, this is from ESPN, by the way. They said Mosquera was replaced before halftime with a knee or ankle problem. While Rice appeared to suffer a calf issue as he was withdrawn with 7 minutes remaining. From when I watched the game, he was definitely holding his calf. There's a possibility it could be muscle spasms. Maybe he needed some, water, some electrolytes, a nice warm bath. Hopefully he'll be okay. I hope so. But if it's something worse, then we are in big trouble. This is a stretch of games where we have to keep winning. If Man City, if Aston Villa keep winning, we have to keep winning. You have to match them. You have to. Speaking about Arsenal's fitness issues, Arteta said probably it's not one thing, but we can help the players and everybody in the league and everybody to do what we have to do. Give us another day, especially the teams that are playing so much in Europe. To everybody in general, I think we can do that because we're all going to benefit from that. We've never had such a schedule at every level. But Mikel, you're the coach. You're the one who chooses to play players in these games. If you think there's too many games, like what you did with Timber, Ben White, right? Like what you did with Eze, Odegaard, do the same thing. We have other players. Why is Mikel Merino playing 70, 80, 90 minutes? I think he actually played the whole game. Play Victor Gyökeres. Okay, yeah, he just came back from injury, but you can play him for 30 minutes. Play Miles Lewis-Skelly. Play Ethan Nwaneri. Play Christian Norgard. We have these bench players, but you're not playing them. Why? You don't trust them? Last season, Miles Lewis-Skelly was our starting left back. And now you don't trust him? Ethan Nwaneri had 11 goals in all competition last season. And now you can't give him 30 minutes on the right, 20 minutes in midfield, play next to Odegaard, right? Why can't you give these players a run at games? Why can't Norgard start at the 6? You put Zubimendi in the 8. You put Odegaard in the 10. Why? You can do these things. You can't complain about the players playing a lot when you're the ones playing them. That makes no sense. You are literally saying that there's so many games these players have to play and it's hurting them. Okay, give him a rest. Play somebody else. We have a squad. Yes, we have injuries, but a lot of these guys are coming back from injuries. But you also have other players too. Like I said, Waneri, Miles Lewis Skelly. He's a midfielder. Play him in the midfield. Right? I don't know. I don't agree with him at all on this at all. He later on goes to say, I think it's common sense. At some point, this becomes too much, and the players are not machines. But we have to try to do what we can. Marino scored his 10th league goal. Blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. So he's just him talking about Marino. Yeah, I don't know. I think that he's got to rotate his squad more. Rotate it, give more people a chance, right? You have youngsters. You have, and it's not like these are youngsters that are coming out of the academy and like this is their first season, right? Miles Lewis Kelly played all of last season. He played Champions League semifinals as the left back. Why can't you give him a run of games in, I don't know, the Carabao Cup midfield? You know, what? I don't know why you can't do that. Let's see here. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Zixto can't rotate too much though. But why not? Why can't we rotate too much? Like, why can't we? If you cannot trust your bench, then you shouldn't buy those players. Tell the sporting director not to get those players. It's that simple. I don't like what. All right. Well, let's see here. Okay. So Zixa said, not Arteta's fault. Players, UEFA and FA have too many games. Oh, okay. He's saying that essentially it's UEFA and FA that have too many games. Look, I'll be honest. Yes, UEFA, FIFA, FA, they're all gonna have. It's about money. It's about money. That's kind of how. That's just how the sport is now, right? It's how many competitions can we create, how many games can we play, because they generate money. That's essentially what it comes down to. Is how much money can these organizations generate? right? It is what it is, right? And these organizations don't care. They do not care about the players. They just care about the business, the money. How much money are they making off these competitions? So of course they'll throw in more and more and more and more and more. They'll just keep throwing in more, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? But that's where I say that's where the management aspect of it comes in, right? That's just my opinion. You have to manage a squad. You have to do it. You have to manage them in these tough games. That's just my opinion. All right. Enough with the injuries. We're gonna look at our player ratings. All right, David Raya. I thought he had a great save. Against, I forgot who's the one who headed the goal in or headed the ball, but he had a great save. I don't know, they don't count it in the stats as a shot on target, which is mental, because I thought it was a clear shot on target. It was going in. He saved it. I don't know what's going on, but oh well. David Raya, clean sheet, made a great save. 7 out of 10? 6.5 out of 10? Right, like what did he have to really do, right? I don't know. I would say six and a half out of 10. Rolex says, nobody should be lower than a 6.5 out of 10. I agree. I would not put anybody below 6.5 out of 10. Well, there's a few players that I would put below 6.5 out of 10. I'll be honest. I'd put David Raya, 6 out of 10. I'd put David Raya at 6.5 out of 10. Didn't have to do too much. Had a great save. Kept a clean sheet. I'd say 6.5 is pretty fair. Maybe, 6.5, 7. I'll go 7. We'll go 7. It was a clean sheet. He had a great save. I think 7 is fair. Benjamin White. Benny Blanco. That was vintage Ben White. I'm talking 2022, 2023, like 2024 Ben White. That was spectacular. I mean, the overlapping runs, the cross, the defensive awareness, the defensive production, his link-up play with Madueke. I'm gonna have to give him a solid 8 out of 10 for that. That was a great performance by Ben White. I'd go 8 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair. I guess we'll go this way. All right, we'll go Christian Mosquera. Okay, came off injured. I believe in the second half, it's probably going to be he might be out for a while, unfortunately. But I thought he was pretty solid. He was much better, less nerves than the Chelsea game, if I'm being honest. I would probably give him a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. I feel like that's pretty fair. I'd say 6 out of 10. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me on that? 6. I don't know. I think 6 out of 10 is pretty solid. What do you guys think? All right, here you go. Zixto, Mascara, 6.5 out of 10. Okay. I would go 6.5 out of 10 for Mascara. I would go that. The injury was unfortunate. He kept a clean sheet. He was more solid on the ball. 6.5 out of 10. Piero Hincapia. Solid. Very good. I think much better game, obviously, than the Chelsea game. I think it's so unfortunate that Mascara has his injury because I think their chemistry was slowly developing, right? I think they were starting to get each other. And, like, that's what you notice with Gabriel and Saliba. Like, their chemistry's gotten better, right? And I think it's unfortunate Mascara will probably be out for a while. That chemistry was developing. But I think he was pretty solid. I'd give him a 7 out of 10. Great. Didn't really put a foot wrong. Took a shot in the head. Right? A head clash. Yeah. 7 out of 10. Fair. Ricardo Calafiori. Who? Okay. Let's see. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit sick right now, so excuse me for my coffee or whatever. Anyway, Ricardo Calafiori. I would probably go 6 out of 10. Well, no, because he did have that shot that Kelleher saved, and then I think it was Mikel Merino missed the bounce back. I don't know how he didn't score. Still blows my mind. But I would probably go 6.5 out of 10 also. Right, kept a clean sheet. Didn't get booked. I think for not getting booked and having the intelligence not to commit any stupid fouls, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for that. That was very good work. Okay. Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard. Oh, Martin. Mr. Martin Odegaard. Oh, Martin. Look, I am against coming for our players, right? They play for our club, right? But what is up with Odegaard and like being so careful with the ball? Like to a point where it almost kills an attack. Because to have a successful attack, you have to be willing to have risks, right? If you want to be successful, right, whether it's a counterattack or pushing forward, you have to have risks. You have to. You have to make that pass that could possibly get intercepted. That's fine. You might lose the ball. That's fine. As long as you can recover and stop them from having a successful attack, that's fine. Martin Odegaard just is so careful with the ball that, like, all he does is he'll get the, like, we'll be coming forward, right? Maybe Declan Rice has got the ball, or Zubimendi's got the ball, and they're pushing forward, and then Odegaard, he does the thing where he flaps his hands, asking for the ball. They give him the ball. He takes like 6 touches, slows it down. Everybody's already ran forward. The Brentford defense has gotten back. Then he passes the ball to Saka, who's got like 2 men on him because they were able to recover. And then man, Saka's got like 3 guys around him, and he can't do anything with it. So he's got to pass it backwards, or he'll pass it to Odegaard, who then do a side pass to Declan Rice. Or he'll get the ball at the edge of the box, and instead of shooting it first time, he'll take like 6 or 7 touches, and then just passes it to Saka, or passes, or tries to do his little scoop, where he tries to lift the ball over the defense, like kind of like what Eze did for Declan Rice in the North London derby. Remember the one where he scooped it and Declan Rice kicked it and Vicario saved it? Like Odegaard tries to do that. But unlike Eze, he like fails at that. And it's like, dude, shoot the ball. You can shoot the ball, man. Shoot the ball. Make the pass. You're a creative midfielder, man. Make the pass. Right? Go for it. That's my only frustration with Odegaard. Like, I love the player. But, my guy, you have to be a little bit risky at times. You got to go for the ball more. You can't just do the safe 10-yard pass to Saka or try to do a scoop over the defense. Like you gotta find new ways to be creative. You gotta find new ways to start the attack or keep the attack going. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. Odegaard's getting a 5 out of 10. I don't care. He stopped too many of our counterattacks or attacks. You know, he didn't lose the ball, but he didn't do anything with it either. He's no longer involved in like goals. And look, I understand. I understand Odegaard just came back from injury. I understand. He's still getting back to full fitness. But you don't have to be full fitness to make a 30-yard pass instead of a 5-yard sideways pass. You know, play Gyökeres in, play Marino in, like, do something. You are our number 10. You got to play like a 10. Don't play like a defensive midfielder. I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. The amount of times I was so pissed when he was at the edge of the box, and instead of shooting the ball, he does a little 5-yard backwards pass or a 5-yard sideways pass to Saka or Madueke. I'm like, dude, shoot the ball. Shoot it! And then when he does shoot the ball, he takes like 30 years to shoot it, and he does the shooting motion that makes it very clear that he's about to shoot the ball, and the defender is able to slide in to block it. You gotta go first time. You gotta go quick. And look, I understand he's coming back from injury, and I'm trying not to be too much on our injured players, okay? Like Odegaard and Saka. But my God, he's been doing this for the past year. Even before his injury, he's been doing it a lot. I don't know. Anyways. So, yeah. I'm going to give Odegaard a 5 out of 10. Martin Zubimendi. Look. Zubimendi, he had a quiet game. But it was a quiet, productive game. Very productive. Was getting the ball forward. Was making the right pass. Essentially, Zubimendi was playing like a 6. But you know who else was playing like a 6? Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard at times plays like our defensive midfielder. You know, but luckily enough, Zubimendi is a kind of player where he can do a backline breaking pass. Or he just gets the ball forward. And he was doing a lot of that. It was very quiet, but it was very productive. I would probably give him Zubimendi I'd say like a 6.5 out of 10. It's pretty fair. I don't know. I think that's fair. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. I think. Zixta said, Odegaard was good. What? I don't know what game you were watching, buddy, but it wasn't that Odegaard wasn't good. It wasn't that he was bad. It was that he didn't affect the game at all. And this has been a problem with Odegaard for the past, at least since 2024, is that he just disappears. You're like, where's Odegaard? He's not the one setting up the assist. He's not the one setting up the pre-assist. He's not, like, He's not the one starting the counterattack, right? Like, when was the last time, like, you saw Odegaard take the ball from the halfway line and dribble to the opponent's box to set up something, whether it's to set up a Saka cross into the center forward, or a pass between the defenders to our striker. You don't see that, man. He doesn't do that. And this game was a perfect example. There's so many times. And look, if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to do the setting up, then you better be shooting the ball. Shoot the ball. Right? Shoot the ball. Go for the win. You know? I don't know. That's my opinion. If you thought Odegaard was good, that's your prerogative to believe that. I don't agree with that. I watched the game. He was not affecting it. And he's not been affecting games for almost 2 years now, unfortunately. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Declan Rice. Phenomenal performance. A few times he tried shooting it. It got blocked, or the keeper saved it. I think he had a shot on that Kelleher saved, and I forgot who was the one. I think it was Marino who missed the bounce back, like the bounce back. I think might have been him. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna give Declan Rice a 7 out of 10. Very solid, very very productive. I am so worried. I hope he's okay. I hope he's safe. He's healthy. Please, no injuries. He is the engine of this vehicle called Arsenal, right? He is what you need for our vehicle to run. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. Nani Madueke for about 30 minutes was playing like prime Ronaldinho. Prime Neymar. For the first 30 minutes of the game, Nani Madueke was playing like he was from the favelas of Brazil. Okay? This guy, I was like, what did they put in this guy's food that morning? Because he was going insane. Okay? He was great. I was like, oh my God, this guy is literally... He's literally nutmegging. He's doing like step overs, ball rolls. He's doing backflips. I'm like, oh my God, this is turning into a 10 out of 10 performance. And then I'm seeing his corners. He's not even getting past the first guy. His corners are worse than my indoor soccer league corners. His corners are worse than like AYSO or Sunday League. I'm like, what the hell is going on? He had 3 corners in a row where they didn't make it past the first man. The commentator was like, man, he's much better than this. I'm like, is he though? Because if you can't make it past the first man the first time, fine. The second time, that's questionable. The third time, something's going on. How are your corners not making it past the first man? You are a professional football player. Lift the ball a little bit higher. Am I wrong to say that? I don't know. He was playing like prime Ronaldo on the wing, and then like his corners were looking like a EFL League 3 or League 2, player. Like even they probably have better corners than that. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle with Madueke because I don't know if I could give him as high of a score because he did set up Ben White, who did set up our first goal. That was a beautiful back heel. It was perfectly done. I'm going to have to give him like a 6 out of 10. I'd say it was pretty impressive. 6 out of 10 was decent. 6 out of 10, mainly because he was torching. I'm gonna have to give him a 6.5 out of 10. He was torching their fullback, man. I mean, I felt so bad for their left back. he was getting cooked. I'm going to give him a 6.5. It would have been so much higher if his corners can make it past the first man. Like, come on, bro. 6.5 for Nani Madueke. Excuse me. Let's see here. So, Mikel Merino, goal scorer. He provided the assist. Mikel Merino is the most confusing player I think I've ever watched. This guy has 30. I'm going to repeat this. He has 30 GA in 2025. 30 GA in 2025. You know how insane that is to have 30 GA as a guy that primarily is known as a midfielder, and not just like any midfielder. He's more of like a defensive midfielder. Right? Real Sociedad. He's playing defensive midfielder in a double pivot with Zubamendi. And he has 30 GA in 2025. It's wild. He had a goal and assist in this game. Yet, I'm looking at him dive instead of go for goal. I'm looking at him missing a sitter in front of the goalkeeper. I mean, he plays in midfield, and I want to tear my hair out. He plays up front. He's dropping a masterclass. I mean, he has to play. He has to play as a center forward. Going forward, he has to be the backup for Gyökeres. And if I'm being honest, if Mikel Merino, because as a striker, as a center forward, your primary goal is to score goals. Mikel Merino is doing that, right? In fact, I'm pretty sure Mikel Merino has more goals than Victor Gyökeres. Let me double check real quick. Okay, so Gyökeres has 6 goals in all competitions. Mikel Merino has... so he has 5 goals, but he has 3 assists in the Premier League. 3 goals and 3 assists. Yes, he has less than Gyökeres as of right now. But there's no denying that if he keeps playing the center forward position, I think this guy could finish with like 15 goals. At least more than 10, right? Because last season he had 7. Half a season up front. I'd probably put him as 15. If he keeps playing center forward, whether it's as a sub or a starter, 15. And I think in all competitions, 20. Easily. He can hit 20. And it's mad. Like, he's a center forward. Like, I'm so glad that Mikel Arteta was able to discover this, because that man was atrocious in midfield. I'm going to give Mikel Merino 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. He scored a goal. He assisted the second. 9 out of 10. Solid. And I'll be honest with you, I would start Victor Gyökeres. I would start Victor Gyökeres for the Aston Villa game. But if Victor Gyökeres does not get a goal or an assist, I would much rather him get a goal. But if he can get at least 1 GA, fine. But if he does not, I would, in my personal opinion, from then on out, go with Mikel Merino as my starting center forward. I know. Oh, Chimney, you bought Gyökeres for $60 million. He was the best goal scorer in all of Europe last season. I understand that. But at the end of the day, things happen, right? A player is smashing it, having lots of goals. Then either he moves to a new league or a new season and he's just not playing well and you have to drop him. It happens. Like I always say, it's the club above anything. If Mikel Merino is going to be the one to put the club in a better position, playing as a center forward, play him. It's that simple. Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, I say if he's doing better than Gyökeres, play Mikel Merino. Right, like I think that's pretty fair to say. Yeah, everybody remember to like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm gonna give Mikel Merino a 9 out of 10 for that performance. That was a beauty. Gabriel Martinelli, full screen. Three seasons ago, I remember it was just before the FIFA World Cup international break. This is 2022. I remember, I forgot what game it was. Yeah, I forget. Was it the Aston Villa game? I can't remember. Gabriel Martinelli had me so wowed that I genuinely thought that he was gonna be better than Saka. I'll be honest. I legitimately thought at that time that Gabriel Martinelli was gonna be better than Saka. Kevin Chang. Hi. Hey, how's it going, man? Big up. Hey, make sure to like and subscribe. It's entertainment and information. Like the Curtis Shaw says, entertainment and information. But I truly thought that Gabriel Martinelli would be the next big. I even thought he'd take the chain off of Saka. 3 seasons later, I'm like, dude, pick up your head. Dribble with your head up. Don't dribble to like all the way until you run out of room, and then you try to cross it in, and then your cross gets blocked. Like Gabriel Martinelli, it feels like he can't play fundamental football at times. He puts his head down. He goes all the way to the byline. Runs out of room. Tries to cross it in. Like, dude. It's basic football. Like, what's going on? I'm going to have to give him a 5 out of 10. Same with Odegaard. And the 5 is only because he was part of a winning team. Right? But like, Gabriel Martinelli. This is how Gabriel Martinelli should be played. Okay, this is how Gabriel Martinelli should be played. Is the 65th to 70th minute. It doesn't matter if you're up or behind or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you remember the Man City game, the Man City game, right? Because he came on as a sub, right? Put Gabriel Martinelli in the 65th, 70th minute, and tell him, look, I'm gonna get you. Like tell him Eze, Odegaard if he wants to. We're gonna just get crosses behind the defense, make those runs. We'll try to find you. Because when Gabriel Martinelli makes that run behind the defense, he don't miss, right? Bayern Munich, Atletico Bilbao, Man City. He don't miss. So if it's up to me, that's what I'll tell him. I'll be like, hey, just go. We're gonna get that ball to you. And I think that's how you gotta play him. Now obviously I know Trossard is injured. Even though I think you could play Nani Madueke on the left. if Saka's starting, which is I think that's very doable. But in my honest opinion, I think you got to play Trossard when he gets healthy, and then bring Gabriel Martinelli on in like the 65th, 70th minute, and tell him, hey, make those runs behind Eze, Odegaard, Declan Rice, whatever. We're gonna try to get that ball behind you, make that run. I think that's how you get the best out of Declan Rice, if I'm being honest. Or I'm sorry, not Declan Rice. My goodness, Gabriel Martinelli. I don't know why I said Declan Rice. I'm gonna give Gabriel Martinelli a 5 out of 10. Non-existent. Didn't have any impact in the game. Was running like his head was cut off. It's atrocious. All right, to the bench. Bukayo Saka. I'm gonna go full screen, and only for one reason. Bukayo Saka has not been playing the best football this season. I've been critical of him, but I've also understood that the reason why is because he's had a hamstring injury to both of his legs. It will affect him how he plays for the rest of his career, unfortunately. I mean, some people, not so much, but I think Saka uses his body so much, whether it's to shield the ball, or he's not a pacey player, right? Yeah, honestly. Yeah, Saka was never a pacey player. He was never a flashy player. He was a productive player. Unfortunately, the hamstrings seem to slow him down even more. It almost seems like he's laboring as he plays, which is so sad to see. But you can kind of tell that he's kind of getting in his own head of man, I gotta score. The goal he scored today, I'm going to consider it one of the luckiest goals of a player's career. The reason why is because he had Gyökeres free, right? The defender was on Saka. There was nobody on Gyökeres. He had Gyökeres free. And he decides to go on his own and score the goal. Keller gets a hand on it. Not a big enough hand. It bobbles into the goal. Lucky. Because if Saka had missed that, the Arsenal fan base would have freaked out on him, right? Because it's like, dude, Gyökeres was right there. What are you doing, right? And people are going to be like, Saka's selfish. And I do see a little bit of selfishness, in Saka's game. But that's all right because he's a good player. Right? There are times where good players want to go. They want to score that game. They want to score the goal. They want to get that game winner. That's fine. Let's see here. Kevin Cheng says Saka wanted to score Arsenal's 100th goal of 2025. If that's what he's going for, then sure. I think at times it's you gotta be less selfish. It worked out for him. He was able to get that goal. But if he had missed that, if Keller had gotten a bigger hand on that, we would have had some very, very nasty conversations about Saka, man. Like, he doesn't know how to play with a striker. He's being a little selfish. He's just not playing well, and he's not helping his teammates with assists, right? Like, those are conversations that we could have possibly had. But he got the goal. And, honestly, I don't want to focus too much on the negative. All I'm just saying is that could have been a possibility, and it's scary. But I'm going to give Saka a 7, right? He scored the goal, eased the game off. It was very nervy, man. The fact that we scored in the 11th minute and it took us 80 minutes to score again That was a bit nervy. I can't lie. But Eberiche Eze. Okay. Well, Saka is a 7 out of 10. Eze, man. Eze. I think, if I'm being honest, this was the game that made me realize that Eze is not a fast player. He's not quick at all. Like, I always thought Eze was decently quick. But man, on the wing he was very, very slow. I think Eze, I didn't realize Eze was that slow of a player, but I don't know, man. Like, I saw Jordan Henderson, outrunning him, and I was like, what is going on? Saka is selfish at times, but good. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, sometimes he's selfish, but if he gets the goal, that's all that matters, right? I do feel a little bit for Victor Gyökeres because, like, he's also like on a goal drought. Like, not a goal drought, but like he hasn't scored as much goals, as he should as a center forward playing for a Big Six team. And that would have been a huge, confidence boost. I know a lot of people were talking about Saka not letting him take the penalty, but I feel like that was a different circumstances, right? It was a milestone that he was trying to reach. But yeah, I don't know. But regardless, I mean, he got the goal. It's not, if it happens again, then we can have conversations. But it was a one-off thing. Eze, on the other hand, man, Eze. Look, when I have a friend, right? He's a huge Palace fan. He told me, look, y'all have to realize that Eze is a moments player. Eze is not going to be in the game the whole time. He's the kind of guy to win you the game. He is the person to have that moment of magic, whether it's the assist to win you the game or to score a beautiful goal. When he said that, I just kind of ignored it because I was just excited to get him. But I think he's right. Because if you watch the whole game, Eze just doesn't do much. Like, he does a decent amount. You get the pass here and there, but like it's not like that wow, it's like, oh my goodness, like he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this. Like, it's just moments of magic, right? Moments of individual brilliance you might see here and there, but it's moments, because Eze's a moments player, right? Eze's the complete opposite of Declan Rice, and that's the reason why I think an Eze, Zubimendi, Declan Rice midfield is so good, is that Declan Rice is just all about production, right? 90 minutes, production. That's all Eze's doing, is just production. That's what Declan Rice is doing. He's just producing results, producing. Whereas Eze is more like, oh, okay, you won't see me much during the game. Oh, I'm not really going to do much. I'm kind of almost going to hide. And then, well, bam, I've scored the game winner. Or, well, bam, I've just crossed the ball in for the game winner. Or, well, bam, I've just scored this brilliant goal, right? That's how Eze is. And I think that's kind of how I have to look at Eze. Because if I look at Eze as kind of like a, hey, the whole time you're on the pitch, you're not, that's how I'm going to look at it instead of, like, moments. Like, you look at the North London derby, right? Eze's goals were just moments of magic, right? He did those things, brilliant. Patrick, that's Eze, right? But if you actually looked at the game, it was still Declan Rice that was doing all the work around, right? And I think that's just how Eze is. I'm gonna give Eze either a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. Didn't do too much. I'm gonna give him a 5.5. Didn't do too much. Wasn't a wow, an exceptional. Didn't really have a moment of magic. I think 5.5 is pretty fair, to say the least. Like, he didn't do too much. Jurrien Timber. Jurrien Timber is an amazing football player. He's phenomenal. I mean, this guy slots into center back, a position he hasn't played for Arsenal, I don't think ever. I mean, he might have played it like in a domestic cup competition, but he slots in, plays the center back position, and is phenomenal. Like him and Hincapié, great partnership, great. Like it's almost like they've played there like for multiple games. Uh, I I don't know what to say. I'm gonna have to give him an 8 out of 10. Like, yeah. I mean, I thought. I mean, okay. I'm gonna give him a 7.5. I don't. Can I put Jurriën Timber above Saka? Saka did score the goal that kind of sealed it off, but Jurriën Timber had more of the. All right, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I'll give him the same ranking as Saka, but Jurriën Timber, man, ooh, what a player, man. Like, I see all these debates between Reece James and Jurriën Timber, right? Chelsea, annoying Chelsea fans. I have family members that are Chelsea fans, right? Jurriën Timber is world class as a defender, right? Jurriën Timber can play center back, right back, left back. He's world class. In fact, Jurriën Timber is so good, okay, that I truly think he could play a defensive midfielder. Okay? Now, that might sound crazy, but I truly think Jurriën Timber can play defensive midfielder pretty solid. And the thing with Jurriën Timber is, like, he's getting better and better at, like, going forward, right? Like passing the ball, crossing the ball, trying to get more assists, trying to score more. And, all right, Molly said, Molly underscore TV said, just dropping in to give a like, bro. Keep going. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm just trying to show my love for Arsenal to the world. I really appreciate it. But anyway, I think, in my opinion, Reece James cannot be in the same conversation as Jurriën Timber in terms of defending. Anything to do with defense, right back, center back, left back, nothing. I think I don't know. I think sure, like if we want to go into the debate, Reece James is better at going forward. Yes, that's very true. But anything else, I think Jurriën Timber. I mean, like, yeah, you can say Reece James scores or like just better as free kicks, like set pieces, crosses. I'll give you that. But Jurriën Timber is improving on that, whereas I don't see Reece James ever, even becoming close to the level of Jurriën Timber in defense. That's just my opinion. I think Jurriën Timber is world class. He is slotted into the center back position like nothing. I mean, just slotted right in. Card catalog slotted right in. I'm so tempted to give him like a 7.5 to an 8, but we'll have to be a little modest. Okay, he didn't play the whole game. I'm gonna have to give him a 7 out of 10. Same ranking as Saka. Yeah, so 7 out of 10 for Jurriën Timber. Victor Gyökeres comes in. Okay, Kevin Chang says Timber does play center back for Netherlands, though, so he does have some experience. That is true. He does. I know. I mean, the funny thing is that Timber was so good at center back position that Mickey van der Ven of the Spurs had to play, I believe, left back. Like, you know how that's insane. That's crazy. Now, the what I was trying to say though is that yeah, he does play center backs for the Netherlands, but he doesn't play center back for Arsenal, and he was just able to slot in perfectly. Like it was nothing, right? Like center back, a lot of it has to come down to like your partnership with your other center back, right? Like how well you can play off your other center back, and the fact that Timber and Hincapie had never played. I don't even know if they've played together in the same back line, and then for him to just be able to slot in and play with Hincapie and have that solid defense back there, clean sheet, I think is phenomenal. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Victor Gyökeres, Victor Gyökeres, man. It's unfortunate that Saka didn't pass you the ball so you can score that goal to try to get your numbers up. But look, if I'm being completely honest with Victor Gyökeres, you have to just keep going. You got to. There's 38 games in a Premier League season. What, we've played 14, 15 of them, right? There's still 20 plus more. You gotta score your goals. Opportunities will come. You just gotta score them. I think this might be an unfair comparison, but you look at Haaland. Haaland, you get maybe 20 touches of the ball at most in a game, but then you'd have 3 or 4 goals, or 3 or 4 shots on target at least. That's Gyökeres. He's got to learn how to feed off scraps. It's unfortunate. It's just not the Portuguese league. You have to feed off scraps. You have to feed off whatever you can, right? I mean, you look at the Chelsea game, for example, where I believe it was Mikel Merino who shot the ball and Sanchez made the saves and it bounced out and Victor Gyökeres was, going to try to score. Those are kind of the goals you're gonna be getting. You're not gonna be getting that pretty, because I don't know if it's because we don't know how to play with a striker, or what. But you're not gonna get that beautiful weighted pass that puts you 1-on-1 with the keeper or 1-on-1 versus a defender, right? I know he did get a few of those from Odegaard in the Champions League against Slavia Prague, which he was unfortunate not to score. But it is what it is. I don't think, I'll be honest, I don't think Victor Gyökeres scores 20 goals. I think he's probably going to be about 15 this season. I think next season will be probably the season we'll see him score 20 plus goals once he's gotten used to the league. But I don't think, and we've gotten used to playing with an out-and-out striker. I think in the Champions League he will score more just because there's more space, there's more chaos. The level of teams we play aren't teams they play in the Premier League where it's more physical, it's more low blocks, stuff like that. But I'd probably just give him, I guess, I don't know what he really did. A 5 out of 10, 5.5 out of 10. I don't really think he did much this game. I mean, I think he was on for 15 minutes at most, right? Yeah. Mikel Arteta, if we're talking strictly the game, I'd give Mikel Arteta probably a 6.5 out of 10. We won the game. You did make some substitutions a bit. It was a bit late. I'm hoping Declan Rice isn't too hurt. We'll have to see about the news tomorrow. We did get the win. It was a bit nervy. I thought you could have made subs a little bit earlier. So I'll probably give you a 6.5 out of 10. Now, if it does come out that Declan Rice has a bad injury, that's dropping down to a 3 out of 10. Because whatever happens, you cannot play Declan Rice all the way to the ground. You cannot play him so much that he has a Saka situation. Okay? We can't be having any of that. So that's just my opinion. All right, let's see here. So like I said, again, we are top of the Premier League, the only team to win 10 games. Okay, so we've played 14. We have 33 points, 5 ahead of Man City. So we'll take a look at the standings and the matches. So after today's games, Man City's still 5 points behind us. They had a very nervy game against Fulham, where it was from 5-1 to 5-4, and there was a goal line clearance that could have been 5-5. But like I always say, it doesn't matter what other teams do as long as you win your games. If you keep winning, doesn't matter what Man City does, right? Aston Villa is in third. We play them on Saturday. That's going to be a really tough game. It'll be another opportunity to kind of show our character, like this game was. Chelsea's in fourth. I mean, Chelsea are an absolute disgrace, all right? Number one, how are you going to act all big and mighty for ending in a draw with us and then go lose 3-1 to Leeds? I think we beat Leeds like 4-0, or I think it was 5. Yeah, it was like 5-0. We beat Leeds 5-0. Like, what the heck? I don't know. Crystal Palace up in fifth. They've been doing pretty solid. And man, the table just looks so congested. Sunderland had a draw against Liverpool. I thought they could have won that game, Sunderland. But a draw's a draw. Decent result for them. Brighton, they lost. Liverpool tied. I had a lot of people, right, tell me, hey, after the Liverpool beat West Ham, they're like, man, Liverpool, they could possibly be in a title race, or they could be possibly back in the title race if they get a few more good results. I'm here to say this right now. Liverpool's not in a title race. Okay? Liverpool is not in a title race. Okay? Aston Villa is in a title race. Man City is in a title race. That's it. Chelsea's not in a title race. Anybody below third place, you are not in a title race. Okay? Liverpool is 11 points. Okay? I'm going to repeat it again. Liverpool is 11 points behind us. 11 points. That's what? 4 games? Essentially, we would have to lose 4 games, and they would have to win all those 4 games for them to catch up to us. And we truly believe that they're in a title race? No, yeah, obviously if we have a few draws here and there and they win, sure. I watched a Liverpool team where if it wasn't for Florian Wirtz hitting the ball so bad that it bounced off the defender's leg over their keeper into the goal, they would have lost the game. They would have lost another game. And I'm supposed to believe that this team is in a title race? Mind you, Liverpool have not played Chelsea. They have played Chelsea. Sorry. Mind you, Liverpool still has not played a lot of these tough teams, right? I think they haven't played Man United at Stamford Bridge. They haven't played Aston Villa, right? They haven't played us at home. They haven't even played Tottenham. Now, Tottenham are shit, but Tottenham could get a result against them. Like, all these people that think that Liverpool are in the title, I don't think they're in the title race. They're out. Okay? You've lost 6 games. 6 games. You don't lose 6 games and find a way to get back in the title race. You have to be pitch perfect. And they're not pitch perfect. Now, people are saying that they could go out and get a center back. That's fair. but their midfield is still very, very unbalanced. Right? McAllister, he's just terrible this year. Szoboszlai, he's not as, he was pretty solid at the beginning of the year, but he hasn't done much since. I am still very, very angry that we didn't at least get a point from Liverpool, if I'm being honest. But I don't think they're in the title race. Liverpool are not in the title race. They're not. That's just my opinion. They're not in the title race. They're out of it. Our biggest competitor, unfortunately, is Man City again. Deja vu. But I think the one thing that I do have a little bit of optimism is the fact that Man City's defense, which is, by the way, healthy. Like, this is their healthy defense. Like, yeah, Ait Nori is injured, but I think Nico Riley's better than him anyway defensively. So that's pretty much Man City's strongest defense, and they're leaking 4 goals against Fulham. Whereas our defense, where we're having to play our right back as a center back, and our backup, having to play, and we're still getting clean sheets, against tough teams like Brentford. I think we'll be all right? I think it's kind of hard to grasp when our injuries will come back, but if, I don't know, Saliba, Gabriel, Mosquera, they come back sometime in 2020, like early 2026, right? January, latest February, and they stay healthy. You have the run in, right? We've already had all our toughest fixtures out the way. We've already played Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. We've already played Liverpool at Anfield, Man United at Old Trafford. By that time, we'd already played Aston Villa at their home ground. We have already played Chelsea at their home ground. We've already played Newcastle at their home ground. So we've played all these tough teams at their home grounds already. I would honestly think that we're set, right? You have all these players come back in the run-in. It's possible. Kevin Chang says, who would you start? Are you talking about in terms of our defense? Like with everybody back healthy? Who do you think will return from injury by Aston Villa this weekend? I think... Wow, that's tough. Okay. I'm going to go... I think Declan Rice isn't anything major. I would say I think his is just like muscle spasms probably. Fingers crossed. So I think he should start. I think Mosquera is going to be out for a while. I think Saliba possibly will be back, and I would start him. Trossard. I don't know if Trossard will be back by this weekend. Haven't heard anything. I would probably... So, I think... Okay. If Fough, I think Trossard possibly could be back, so I'm going to put him. I think Saliba and Rice will be back. So I would start Nani Madueke. I kind of liked what we did with Saka and Madueke. I think you start Nani Madueke, Victor Gyökeres, and on the left I would put Trossard. Or I guess, no, I'd put Martinelli, because if Trossard comes back, I don't know how healthy he would be. So I'd put Martinelli. For the midfield, I would put Eze over Martin Odegaard. I'd put Eze, Declan Rice, and Zubimendi, double pivot. I would do... I think I'll do Calafiori left back. I'd put Hincapié and Saliba, and I'd put Jury and Timber as our right back, and then obviously David Ryan goal. I think that's definitely a realistic team. That team should easily compete, right? That's almost our full strength team. I mean, we're missing obviously Gabriel on defense. We'll probably be missing possibly Trossard. I mean, I think he'll be there. I think he starts the bench. I can't lie. I was thinking about possibly starting Mikel Merino over Victor Gyökeres, but I think you got to start Gyökeres this game. Villa are a very physical team. Yeah, you gotta put Gyökeres there. You need somebody tall to be able to handle their center backs. Yeah, and I would choose Eze over Odegaard for the attacking midfielder role, that number 10, and I would put Madueke. I think, yeah, that's pretty much our strongest team, but yes, we're still going to be missing a lot of our defensive cover. Gabriel, Christian Mosquera, but yeah, that's who I would go with. Yeah. What about you, Kevin? Who would you go with? Would you go similar? Would you change it up a bit? You know, because I think I don't know. I mean, do I? I don't know. Zixto, Odegaard has to start. But does he though? Does Odegaard need to start? I mean, he didn't have the worst game against Brentford. I just think that Eze has not been terrible enough to drop. Or I guess, I don't think Eze is effective on the wing. Yes, he can play the left wing, but I don't think that's where you place Eze. That you're not gonna get the best out of Eze on that wing. I think you have to go Eze in the 10, Odegaard off the bench. He's not fully healthy, clearly. Take off Eze in the 70th minute, put Odegaard in for 20 minutes, right? I think you can do that. I don't think you start Odegaard. That's just my opinion. I don't think you do Eze on the wing. I think you got to do Martinelli on the wing. And you put Trossard in after 70 minutes. I think that's fair. Okay, let's see here. Think Saka should be on the wing, and then Madueke can come on after for pace. That's fair. I do kind of agree with Kevin on that that's not a bad idea. I think where I'm coming from is Madueke had such a positive performance against Brentford in that first 30 minutes that it kind of just battered them, right? It battered and bruised them and almost softened them up. I know it's kind of crazy to say, but essentially he just kept going at them. He was doing so much things. I mean, their fullbacks was on thin ice. He was just trying to do everything he can to stay with them. That you bring on Saka, who's the more production player, right? Whereas Madueke is more the can beat his man player. That I think that's a good dynamic to have. Now, Madueke against tired legs and for pace is not a bad idea. I can see that. I would much rather have Madueke start and then you put Saka in. I don't know. What if you go 3-4-2 with Timber, Saliba, Calafiori in defense? Rice and Zubimendi in a pivot with Eze and Saka on the wings. And Marino. Ooh. A 3-4-2. 3 defenders. Rice D. Eze. Oh. You see, I think, well, one, Arteta would never do this. But two, hold on, 3-4-2, 3 plus that's 5-4. Oh yeah, you're missing a player. But maybe like maybe like a 3-4-2-1, possibly, or maybe a 3-4-3. Do a 3-4-3. I think my only problem with that is three at the back doesn't work in the Premier League. I that's just my opinion. Like three at the back, I, does three at the back like I think I'm thinking more of like Man United, but it does work a little bit for Palace though. But also you gotta have the players to be able to play three at the back. You see, because the main thing is that our players are used to playing a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-1-3, right? Yeah. I don't know how that would translate. Like, Saliba's always played in a back four instead of a back three. Would playing like that mean that we have wing backs? Is Eze and Saka gonna play as wing backs? Right? Like that's where I'm like that could cause us trouble. One, Saka does not have the pace or legs, in my opinion, to play wing back. Yes, I know he does come back to cover like for defense, but as a wing back, you're going up and down and up and down and up and down like consistently. I don't know if Saka has the. I don't know. That would be rough. I don't think Eze does either. Like Eze, he's not the fastest player. I mean, we saw that from today's game. If Eze was to play wing back, wow, that might be. I don't know. That would be tough. I don't think you could do a. As in, if you play a 3-4-3, right? How I would line up a 3-4-3 would be, I guess you do okay. So you do Timber, Saliba, Calafiori, or actually no, I would do Timber, Saliba, and Capier. I'd play Calafiori as the left wing back. The right wing back, Ben White? Actually, hold on. Who would be our right wing back? Would it be Ben White? I don't think Ben White can do wing back. Who can play that position? Madueke? I think, right? I mean, I'm trying to think. Who else could play? Definitely not Ethan Waneri. Definitely not Saka. Ben White. It's between Ben White and Madueke as a wing back. I'd lean towards Madueke. I'd put Calafiori as the left. I mean, he pretty much plays like a wing back at times. I would probably put Madueke on the right wing back, and then the front three would be, or the two in the middle. I'd probably put Declan Rice and Eze. Right, Declan Rice is kind of like your powerful midfielder, box to box, can play defensive, and the 8, and like Eze's kind of your creative midfielder, and then I'd put Saka, Gyökeres, or Marino, Martinelli. I think that if you were to do a 3-4-3, like you're like Kevin is implying, I think you'd have to do. Yeah, I think that'd be the 3-4-3 position. It would be Timber, Saliba, and Capier. Calafiori is the left wing back. Madueke is the right wing back. Declan Rice as a pivot. Front three, or I don't know, maybe if you want to do a 1-2. So maybe like let's say if you did a 3-4-1-2, maybe like with two strikers, you could do Merino and Gyökeres, and then maybe but you gotta because you already have a wing back, so I guess you don't need a winger. So I'd probably do Declan Rice and Zubamendi midfield as a 10, and then two strikers, right? Does that make So it's Merino, Victor Gyökeres, Eze. My wing backs would be Calafiori and Madueke. My midfield would be Declan Rice, Zubamendi, and then back three. Is right? 3, 4. Yeah. So that I think that would work. I don't know. I think that would work. Yeah. So I think if we did that, like if Arteta ever decided to do that, I think that's what you'd have to do. Sure, you can possibly go maybe you could do one striker and two behind him, or you can do two strikers and kind of like a 10, possibly. That could work. But that's just what I'd go with. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, everybody, I've been live for about an hour and 47-ish minutes. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for all those that came by, dropped by on the stream, came to say hello. I appreciate every one of you. I know I'm a small creator, just hoping one video at a time to grow, So if you like my videos, if you like Arsenal, I'm an American, so obviously I'm not down on the ground in London, like some of those other YouTubers are. But I've loved Arsenal since I was 12. I've been through the dirt and dumpster with this team. But they'll always have my love regardless. But yeah, if you guys liked my videos, feel free to like, subscribe. Every one of y'all stay safe, and